These cards.
What I love are these cards. Listen, I'm a whore and a half for Canva.
That's upside down.
It is upside down. I love these cards so much.
I love to read. Earlier, we were like, when we were first setting up, I think it's recording, but we'll find out.
We'll find out.
When we were first setting...
You are recording, I would just remind you, always just be conscious of speaking towards the direction of the microphone, but have a good shoot.
Great,
Thank you
so much.
That shouldn't be something you have to remind us, because we
we're
are
professionals.
actual actors. Yikes.
I would like to procure the bag.
I wanna be a rich bitch. Penthouse store man, money, 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 rich bitch. Hey, give me that bag. Rich bitch. You're so rich.
Pay me.
Thank you so much. We are a mess.
Yes.
Hi. Oh, my God.
Hi.
So we're talking about cards.
We're talking about cards. These lovely, listen, there's so much that's going to be new and unusual and fun. First of all, we're going to be giving you fascione. For the GAWDS.
Look at these nude little
And
pumps.
my blue leathers.
Ooh,
we love it.
Yes, God.
And these cards.
Yeah.
We're very proud of these cards.
Would you call this good stock?
Good stock. It's card stock.
Card stock.
In a word.
Yeah.
In a word.
By the way, you look great.
As do you, my lady.
I know. Thank you.
She's giving news anchor business realness.
I know. I'm like, today on the 411, we found out that, there's been a dog who killed a bunch of chickens. I don't know. Yes.
People keep chickens as pets in New York.
Where?
I think you're allowed to do that. I believe I remember reading some time ago that, like, it's not zoned. It's like there's not really... Like, I've seen people walking pigs around the city
Wow.
like they're a cat or a dog.
Really?
Yeah, it's weird.
What?
There's also a really great story about George Rose, I believe, when he lived down in the Village long ago.
Great last name. Sounds like Seeds. Seeds and Rose.
He was an actor, I believe. I hope that's his name. Ooh, if I'm getting this
yikes.
wrong.
Good job.
Embarrassing.
Season 2.
But
Fact checking still doesn't happen. Okay.
Never.
Never did. Never loved her.
But he lived in an apartment down in the Village that he had like 2 jaguars in his apartment as pets.
Also work. I know that's not good. No, it's not good. It's not good.
It's not good. But like,
it's not good.
I
But
mean,
also,
obviously that's illegal.
That's
but
terrible.
Like,
as a vegan and as an animal activist.
right. And I remember hearing when he died, that they just like let them go or gave them to the zoo or something.
Okay. Oh, gave them the zoo is better.
I don't really know. Maybe they were dead too. I don't know.
Oh my God. This story is the worst story I've ever heard.
I know. Well, there's a guy in the city named Ed Dixon who did a show called Georgie, I think, a couple years ago, and he told this whole story about how they were friends and they knew each other and blah blah blah. Crazy pants, crazy pants story. But that somehow we went from pet chickens to jaguars. Well, somehow that makes sense. Somehow.
I think it does. And speaking of kitty cats, no, I saw a YouTube video of this woman, and she lived in some of the project housing in Manhattan, and she said that there was a guy who illegally had a tiger in the room and no one knew, and then he came out one day and just bit somebody and they were like, wait, what? So anyway, people are wild in New York. I love New York. That
literally doesn't surprise me at all.
No.
Nothing in New York surprises me, which is I think why I live here.
Yeah, me too.
It's like emotional cutting. I'm like ready for it and give me the crazy.
I love that. Not the emotion.
You're crazy.
Yeah, I just love New York because she is that gal where
she is that gal.
There's going to be days where you're like, I hate you, and you obviously hate me, but also I'm obsessed with you.
There's a
and
level,
I love you.
There's a level of love-hate that you have to live here.
Yeah.
Like you have to love it and you have to hate it. And if you don't love and hate it, you're doing it wrong.
Yeah, you're doing it wrong. Because if you just love it,
you're Delulu.
I don't know what happened to you, but nothing has. And then if you hate it, well,
then why are you here?
Why are you here?
There has to be balance.
Yeah.
I'm a Libra. We love balance. Anyway. Happy season 2, everyone. Welcome to the show. For those of you who've been following along from season 1, so much has happened since then.
Yeah.
I can't, like, when was our last episode? Our last episode was right before Christmas.
Wow, that's really not that long ago.
But, like, it feels like eons ago.
Oh, it feels like we've never done this.
So much has happened. So much has happened since then.
Never.
But we'll get into that in a second. If you're watching this and we have hit our target, it's tax day.
Yeah.
It's tax day, everyone. April 15th.
It's tax day.
File your taxes. Have you filed your taxes yet?
I have, and I have to say that as a baby girl who always tries to file her taxes in February, as soon as possible. Like I'm like, let me get the door.
Right.
But because
let me get that return.
But here's the thing. Oops. Like last year, due to well, here's what's also weird. Like last year was my best year as an actor, as a creator, as all the things, which is weird to say when there's a strike. But shout out to my reps at Dreammaker Talent for getting me print work, commercial work, you know, all the allowed things, obviously, because there's no scabs in this house.
We ain't crossing no line.
Except for on these these heels under these shoes. But anyway. I was really nervous. I was really nervous because I had a lot of 1099 work, and I kind of WebMD'd myself, you know, where you Google anything that's going on, and like it's like you're dead already.
Yeah.
Whereas I just looked up like, okay, sorry to bump the mic. I have like these. I'm not used to these. These are beautiful, by the way. I had so many 1099 work. I had some W-2s as well, but I had so much 1099. And for those of you who don't know what that is, that's basically untaxed. Like independent contractor work, a lot of creative work is that, like gigs.
Yeah.
And
Get the gig.
The gig.
That's the gig.
So like one of my highest paying things was a print ad national, baby girl. I won't say the price, but I was nervous. So I waited until like literally yesterday to get my taxes done. Oof. And not in April, okay, because we're filming this a little, so I'm not as irresponsible.
We're ahead of the curve here.
Okay, but it's pretty bad for me. And it's bad because my tax lady, who is a brilliant witch of magicness, she's an artist herself back in the day in New York, and she knows how to do beautiful write-offs, and we have this really great spreadsheet that we just keep updating. You can see the progress, which is really fun to watch too. But when I sent it, when I sent it to her, it's almost like I felt bad and I was like scared. I was like, okay, so I looked online and I plugged in what I got in W-2, what I got in 1099, and I was like,
and I'm going to owe 17 months
yeah,
rent.
I'm going to owe thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars. And you know what? That girl did some magic. I owe like $135.
Ooh.
That makes no sense.
I can't
and
remember
it does.
the last time that I owed that little.
Yeah. Do you usually owe?
You know, yes.
You know?
Yes.
Okay.
For the same reason, because a lot of it's 1099.
Yeah.
From way back in the day, no longer. She's a W-2 gal now.
Dubs.
But way back in the day when I was bartending and catering and like doing all of the freelance work I could, I was always owing. However, I was very much similar situation with my tax woman, who is also an actor and a witch. Those are the two requirements. You must be a witch and an actor to do taxes.
Yeah.
She somehow would make it so that I would owe way less than I had anticipated, which is great. But the last couple of years, because I'm not really doing entertainment anymore, and there's less things that I can write off.
Right.
I'm not doing entertainment as an actor anymore.
Yeah.
There's less that I can write off. I have owed several thousand.
Wow.
It has been not very fun.
I thought mine was going to be
nervous.
beyond. I was nervous about that.
I'm very nervous about this year. I have not filed yet. I have an appointment scheduled. Again, it's March. I'm not late.
We're not
I promise.
actually in April.
We're speaking
Let's
about
chill.
the past. We're in the future now.
Yeah. Whatever that means. I'm like, wait, what? My day's been so long. I'm like, what is
the past, future?
No, but honestly, actually, to be honest, I usually get money back because TV theatrical is W-2'd, like big shows and stuff like that. So I would usually get money back. But last year, because of strike, and honestly, work, we'll get into that because we won, gal. We had to do it. But because a lot of it was 1099, because prints are 1099, they're not W-2s. And then a lot of like VO stuff, is not W-2, even if it's union. A lot of gig work, all that stuff. So usually I have a lot of W-2s rolling in, and I get money because they're like, "Oh, artist, cool," and they're like, "We're New York,
Here's some
we
money.
care
We
about
feel
you."
so bad for you.
Yeah, are you okay? Why did you do this? And so usually I do get money back, but this year was my first year where I had so much work that was 1099, and proudly so. Even my tax person was like, "I know you feel like this is bad, but it's actually a get. You're killing." She actually said that to me. She was like, "I'm proud of you," and I was
like, "Oh my God, if my tax woman ever said I'm proud of you to me, I would be gagged. I would cry right in front of her."
I almost did. Not in front of her because she's far away in Colorado, but.
Well, we do a Zoom.
But she
and I do a Zoom together, and we go through all of our items, and then usually she makes fun of me for being an idiot, and then
okay, you have a different relationship with your tax girl.
We do. Well, she's been doing my taxes since 2007.
Okay, yeah, we go back not that long. We're 12 years in, so maybe when we hit that mark, we'll start dogging each other hard.
She's seen the devastation, like the years I was making like $15,000 for the year.
Oh my God.
Insanity.
And you were like, I'm eating Cheetos.
No.
Oh.
Well, because also for 10 years my rent was super low, so it wasn't
you were
too bad. But like still. Don't miss that.
Yeah, but we're rich bitches now, so.
Yes. Well, and speaking of which,
Yeah.
to our standardized question coming into season
SOLs.
2, on this little wobbly of a chair. I hope I don't break it.
I'm nervous right now. You've broken a chair in my house.
How have you been a rich bitch
God.
this week?
God, okay, how have I been a rich bitch? Well, I did my taxes. That's pretty good. And whoa, I'm also wobbly. That was great. But also I also have been manifesting. I did the Artist Way again. I'm on that journey again. And we got to the abundance chapter, which is about money. And I said, I'm just going to book all the things I want to book, and I'm going to get cash money dollars for all those things.
Cash money dollars.
And I did. I booked, we'll talk about what I'm up to for real, when we get into our, like, what have you been up to? But I think being a rich bitch has entitled me to manifest that I am now making what I want, doing what I want, exactly what I want, like carving it out, vision board. This is the role I want. This is what I want to be doing. So I think that's it. And also I think we're being rich bitch right now. Cause look, we have nice cards. We have
We're
mics.
in a full studio.
We're in a full studio. I mean, that's rich bitch behavior.
That is rich bitch behavior. Like literally Tia Byington, photographer extraordinaire. They are
iconic.
The baddest. There's more. Check the Instagram at Rich Bitch Pod. For more of that, more of the visuals. We're giving you visuals a la Beyonce,
Yeah.
but obviously with not a Beyonce budget.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. Same birthday, though. She's a couple years older.
Oh, well.
But it doesn't matter because she's timeless. In fact, she needs to live forever. So do I.
And she will.
She will. Okay, yeah, so that's how I've been. I don't want to, I just shoehorn it in, but, this is our first episode. This is rich bitch behavior, to have a studio,
Truly.
literally.
We're doing it.
So, yeah, that, and it's my bookings and this, and I think I manifested all of it. How are you being a rich bitch?
Well, before we get to me,
Okay,
I
go.
do want to say that jointly,
Yeah.
we have been rich bitching all over the place because, again, this and the studio situation
Yeah.
and throwing some budge into this situation and just making shit happen. I will say that I am the most proud of both of us. Me doing it because of, shame and guilt and expectations that I hold to myself, and you because of the Artist Way. We have really sat down and made what we want happen.
Yeah.
Which is how I'm going to tell you how I've been a rich bitch. Because literally as of today, in the year of our Lord Lady Gaga, I have just signed a contract for a permanent position at a company that I will never disclose for privacy purposes. But I am being paid cash money.
Yes.
I'm so excited. It is the first time in about, I want to say, oh my God, math. Almost 16 years that I've had a corporate job with benefits and perks and all the things, and I am thrilled and beside myself because it's going to change so much for me.
It is.
And
it already is.
It's going to also enable, in a good way, more rich bitch behavior.
Yeah.
Because we also have my book adaptation for TV that is just chugging along.
Yes.
With our unnamed producer that we won't talk about just yet.
Obsessed with.
Obsessed.
Yeah.
One of my favorite people that I've ever met.
Yeah. Truly.
And people that he's introduced us to.
Yeah.
As we go down this path, it's just, there's so many good things coming.
Yeah.
And I feel it, and I haven't actually felt it in a really long time in this kind of way, because there's paperwork attached, and it is the thing is happening, it's happening.
Yeah.
And it feels so good.
That's
it feels
amazing.
so good because I now know, because of the paperwork that we have put together with our producer and that I have just signed with work, that the money's coming. It's on a piece of paper, so we know it's coming.
We know it's happening.
And it's the most I have ever made in my whole life. It is multiple years combined more than I've made in my whole life. So I'm just beside myself. Give it to me. Yeah. And so that's how I've been a rich bitch, is just pushing it forward. And I will say that way back when I was still scrounging for a job, because keep in mind, y'all, if you've been paying attention to season 1, it took me 9 months to land this.
Yeah.
It has been rough. Oh,
All good things are.
the credit cards are all calling me. It's fine.
Oh, it's fine.
Most of the money that I'm making is not mine for like months at a time.
Yeah, but it's coming to you.
It's coming.
Yeah.
But yeah, it has been a struggle, and we're here, and I feel like a weight has been lifted off of my body that I'm paying for.
Yeah, I think that's incredible. I think there's something to say to that because literally, yeah, like you said, our whole first season was like you having all these headhunters and people repping you and getting these interviews and then working, but also being like, can I get hired,
and just
please?
the stress of it all too.
Yeah.
And by paying for, I mean the Zempies. We're on the Zempies.
Oh yeah,
We're
that's
shooting
right.
up.
Yeah, we are.
Anyway, it's
On the
fine.
Zemsems. Not to go back to me at all, but it's like
No, but go back to you.
Well, all I wanted to say was like you made me think of something else too. It's like our whole first season, and I think it really aided me in getting the right message out about the strike because it was hard for me, obviously, to be out of work in terms of like the shit I really love, the meat, I'm vegan, the vegan meat of it all.
The Impossible Burger.
The Impossible Burger. You know what I mean? Like that whole Satan. That's what that shit's called, Satan.
Yeah, satanic.
Yeah. But anyway, I really, satanic panic. I really felt like we were vicariously both telling people like, this is what we're going through. This is what I'm going through as a creative person who is in the union, who is a professional actor. This is really hurts, but it has to happen.
It has to happen.
And here we are sitting here now, and I'm acting across someone I deeply respect in a movie, from a movie franchise I deeply respect, and I'm the lead in it. That is something that hadn't happened for me since Pandyland. Other than selling my show, that was
Pandyland.
iconic.
Of
I did that
course,
during
of
Pandy.
course.
But I wasn't actively acting in it. Dr.
It was shot
Seeds.
and done.
Yeah, it was just given. And I'm in post for 3 things that are similar to that are going to come out soon. But these have been processes. It's so nice to in this season to be sitting here. You just signed your thing. I'm literally attached to 2 things already, and I feel like that are TV theatrical. I have a couple other, but it's just like I'm so happy for us. Like I really think it's because I think it's because we just kept going and we've
It
been
is.
with
I'm
all
so
the
happy
bullshit.
for us too. For the record, I am so happy for us.
I'm so happy for us.
But it's true, and it really just comes down to like deciding that you're going to do it and doing it and following through and keeping going. Because how many times and we've all done this, but how many times you're like, oh, I really want to do this, and then you do it for a little while and you get tired, or it doesn't feel good, or it's not working out the way that you thought it would.
Yeah.
And so you're like, plug pulled. I'm done. So bye. Have a good day. I'm going to go have a sandwich. Like I've had too many sandwiches, which is why we're on the Zempies.
Okay.
But I've done that so many times where it's like the going gets harder than I wanted it to get.
Yeah.
And we're donezo. And I think now with, at least with the job situation, which I'm so happy with and I love, I'm circumventing a lot of that frustration.
Yeah. And I think we have to remember, like, I have to do this better. This is me. I'm talking to me. And you, but me. I need to live more present in the moment and give myself, like, grace for, like,
Oh my God,
look at where we were last year. I was dealing with some private, like, health things. I was dealing with, a strike. I was dealing with some apartment stuff. I was dealing, you know what I mean? Like, I was okay and stable, but it was just like, what the heck is going on? And, like, I feel so better now. And it was, like, getting through that with you. And I think also, like, our biggest fans
Getting through together.
Look at that rock also. Anyway, put it on.
It's from Gothic, not sponsored.
Not sponsored. But yeah, no, I think there's something to say about that. Like we also, this is like effortless. I'm not gonna lie. Like we do this and it's such an iconic. We talk like this anyway. It's literally like how
and
we
the funny
talk.
thing about that too is like, yes, we do this and we are kind of like effortless and we're good at this. But, like we do have notes. These do say
Of course,
things.
yeah. These say things on
these
them.
aren't just props that are pretty that we made because we're like,
I'm just kidding. There's something about this. Sorry. Yeah. Lies.
this one's a prop.
Lies.
This one is a lie.
This one's fake. This
one
one's
is a lie.
real
But
for us.
we liked the gold and green
Yeah,
combo.
the green
so,
and the gold.
That's
Ew, I
where
can't
we're-
escape that color palette actually because that was my high school color palette and my college color
Oh no!
palette.
Well, we're just gonna.
It's just gonna be my life.
ignore
The
that part.
Cavaliers will be in my life. That's literally both of them are Cavaliers too. And I was like, can I run away?
So cavalier.
Anyway, I just wanted to say presently, sitting in this moment right here with this pink lighting and these hot bitches right here, I just feel like we're giving. And I think I want to acknowledge that.
We are giving.
Cool.
So also, where we left off last season, you We're newly engaged. You're still engaged?
Yes. Not only am I still engaged, I'm really engaged now.
I know the rocks that you've got.
Don't be
You're
fooled.
still Sarah from
Sarah
the
from the block. Yeah, I am. I'm still Sarah from the block. I'm still Boo Boo from the block. I am so happy. We are going to start planning soon. We haven't had a chance to because we were in Egypt, Jordan, Greece. Then I came back and got the ground running, and then he's been in 2 shoots. That one was Spain and Portugal, and then the second one is Bali, and he's still there. But he's coming back on Friday. He's leaving literally tomorrow, but it takes 2 days to get back. Bali, baby girl, I'm going to come for you. I want to be with you. But also, yikes, it's 22 hours.
That's longer than I want to be on a plane.
That's longer than I want to be.
I have so many aspirations to travel far places. As we talked about in our episode, Travel for Food and Dick.
Yeah.
Title
in
episode.
That order? Yeah.
Title of episode.
Because food is everything.
One might be same as the other.
Yeah.
Anyway.
There's sustenance, both of them sustain.
But I just don't want to be on a plane that long. I mean, my flight to Europe was 6 hours. That was perfect.
Oh, wow. Yeah. Sometimes to LA it's longer because of the wind, whatever. And it's
and my flight to LA was about 6. But like anything longer than that.
Yeah.
I'm
good at it.
Can we do like a 2-day layover and then get on the plane again?
I think maybe something's wrong with me because like when I flew to Egypt, it was like 12 hours and I just didn't even care.
Well, okay. But also, not to state the obvious, you are a quarter of my size.
Oh, yeah.
I am a woolly mammoth. I'm a woolly mammoth on an airplane in a tiny little baby
cat?
seat. Yes, you're
little
a Kit Kat
baby,
bar.
little babu. Kit Kat babu.
But I'm in like the tiniest little airplane seat because I'm not going to pay for business class.
No.
Those seats are like $7,000.
Dude, they're like 8 times more.
They literally, for what, a foot more of leg room? I will be folded in half.
And some cold ass, like, here's a hot towel and some crappy, champagne bitch.
And some microwave food.
Yeah, is this Moe? No, it's called Justin. It's like, what the fuck is this shit? It's called Joshua. It's
not
called Franzius.
Justin Champagne.
Yeah. It's Franzius. Slap the bag.
We need to cancel that champagne too.
Yeah. Ooh.
Other Justins being canceled.
Oh, yeah. Oh, shit. Okay, yeah, we're going to...
Schmimber Schmake. Schmustin Schmimber Schmake.
It sucks because I really do I've always liked him.
I have mixed feelings.
Yeah, I actually really love him, but yes.
But yeah,
Hot take.
So you on a plane and me on a plane.
Okay, you're right.
Very different.
You're right. Even Mike's like, okay, shut up. Because he always gets the aisle because he's like
Same.
Army.
And Mike is half my size.
Yeah.
And so like...
I wouldn't say half.
Me, well, he's narrow.
Yeah.
He's narrower.
Oh, yeah. I mean, but he's got the arms.
Me even on an aisle seat is still... Like, because I mean, I can only do this for so long until I trip
a baby.
A flight attendant.
Yeah, or a baby.
No, I don't care about that.
Yeah, me neither.
That's fine.
That's why I said it doesn't matter. Yeah. A drunk baby. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Also, can we talk about bringing kids on long flights, like and not drugging them? What are you doing?
Don't do it.
Like, at least give them. No offense, I'm not a mom, so this is gonna come back and haunt me because if I ever become one, they're like, "You're an asshole." But like, there are things for babies to like take or like placate or like give them a bottle or something.
Gin.
What? Gin, Dramamine. I don't know what's allowed. Benadryl. I don't know what you can give kids. I actually don't know anything.
But like, it's not so much. I don't mind if they're like playing around on the plane. And
That's
running.
fine, but they're screaming.
But if they're screaming, like I should not have my flight or really any part of my life disrupted because you decided to keep sperm as a pet.
Yep. And I can't agree with that more because I was recently at Alamo Drafthouse, which is the best theater in the world. And other than AMC, we're like, is here everything on a silver screen or whatever that monologue
They discontinued them.
I know.
Oh, not Nicole
Kidman. Well, actually, so I saw Dune 2 in IMAX at AMC in Lincoln Center. And or Lincoln Square, whatever that one's fucking called, that AMC, I don't remember. Anyway, she was in it, but it was cut down. And everyone in the audience was like quoting it and then started clapping. But then when it ended, they were like, what the
because it's so
it's
iconic.
a meme.
I don't know why they're canceling it. That's the
they're
dumbest
wrong
thing.
for that because
Can
honestly,
we not have nice things? Can we not have anything?
Can Nicole come back to us? Like she's on the silver screen because here it is, or whatever she says in a demonic. I don't know, but I love her so much for that. That's that silver suit moment.
Iconic.
And she's just sitting alone in the theater, like, ugh, give me more.
Yeah.
But anyway, no offense, but that's what AMC had going for it. Not a sponsor. Obviously, if you want me to be, AMC Talks girl, I'm with you. I'll make it better.
Okay.
But Alamo Drafthouse is the one where you like sit and they bring you like a dinner and a cocktail and a menu.
We've been talking about this. We need to
I go all the time, so we need to go together.
Okay.
We need to pick a movie that we like, and we need to go. Okay.
That's gonna be a challenge.
What do you mean?
There's
I like all
nothing
movies.
out right now.
But yeah, but the Alamo does like retro. Like they'll do. It's the '90s month, and you're like, is that Clueless? You know what I mean? Like it's like
Wait,
that.
I think someone just told me that they were doing Heathers. Was that you?
That was me, and
Okay.
I'm gonna look that. I know they were
Confirm.
doing Heathers. I don't know if that was last month or this, but I'll look. I'll
Okay.
find out.
Confirm calendar.
Confirm.
We'll do it.
Keep girl boss. Yeah, all that stuff. So anyway, I'm gonna do that because then there's a brunch that goes along with it. Like it sometimes,
it.
like like Breakfast at Tiffany's did all the moments. They gave you a coffee like with the thing on it as she's like sipping it, outside of Tiffany's with her little.
Okay, this is like an immersive movie theater event situation that I can
and
get into.
the reason I brought it up, sorry to go back, was kids because I bought. Okay, and I know this is on me, but literally get over yourself. I got tickets to Kung Fu Panda 4, okay? And I got the only adults only one. And it was like sold out. It was all adults being like, ha ha, little, whatever you're doing. And we just had such a blast. And I was like, isn't it great, Mike? Because it's a later showing and it says not kid friendly, like it's for adults. Like, I was like, isn't it great there's no kids? And then, like, on cue, like, a baby appeared, like, behind us. And I was like, come on. Like, I paid for this. We all rooted for you. Like, I paid for, and he's like, why is this going on? Why is that? And also, like, I love that for him, but, like, I really didn't want to hear that.
No.
I know it's Kung Fu Panda 4 and I'm asking for it, but I picked the adult one.
Okay.
There were 9 selections. All of them have kids. They were sold out. This one, the one.
I know, but it's New York. You know that there's someone going to be sneaking and
Somebody
trying to get away
sneaky
with some
peeky.
shit.
Yeah, and not an Alamo, though.
I know. My only thing is, though, because my, listeners, you'll be familiar with this if you're not. That sentence made no sense.
I don't know what that meant, but I was like, you'll be familiar with this if you're not familiar with this.
Am I drunk? Am I drunk now? Who knows?
So both.
But speaking of drunkenness and drinking, the sobriety check on me and Sarah. Sarah's not. Never was. Never claimed to
Never
be.
have been.
I'm still kind of fair weather with it.
Oh, well, drink. Okay. I don't drink to excess. Like, I'm not a big drinker.
I'm not trying to say that Sarah is a
I'm a
lush.
raging alcoholic. I'm drunk
She
now.
smells like wine right now.
Oh my God! Stop.
It's
Stop
red
the bag.
wine.
No, I get what you're saying though. Like, I've never really had a. Now, this is gonna sound whatever. I just have never had a thing with like alcohol where it was like, oh, Sarah, you drink a lot. It was always just like, yeah, a couple here with dinner, like blah blah blah. But I never stopped myself because I never had to.
Well, I never stopped myself either, which is the problem.
Okay, we have a different issue about yeah.
Because I'm like, what do you mean I've had 7 cocktails? Let's
Oh my
do
God,
3
I can't believe you're
more.
not dead after that. Like, also, I am, 5'2" with nothing.
Yeah, well, but also I can't believe I'm not dead after that too, because
Yeah.
it was like the years leading up to the Pandyland and then Pandyland proper.
Yeah,
And then
Pandy
shortly
prop.
thereafter, the doc was like, "Ooh, girl, your liver,
Really?
she real fatty."
Yeah, they noticed.
I didn't get to the point where I had like a literal fatty liver syndrome.
She just was a little
situation.
thick
Oh, she was the good fat.
with some fava beans.
Right.
Yeah.
She was clapping them cheeks.
Yes. Yeah, that's good.
But it was literally like my blood work came back and my doctor was like, "Oh,
Spicy over here with the liver. Oh my goodness.
She was like, "Have you been drinking more?" I was like, "Who isn't?
Yeah.
What is this blame you're placing on me?"
You're like, why are you shaming me, doctor? She's like, it's for your health. You're like, you're a bitch.
You're a bitch. Get out.
Get out.
But she was right. And that kind of was what, to reiterate for those of you who are not familiar with season 1, that is
Yeah.
kind of what started the sobriety journey in the first place. It was her being like, "You're a hot mess. Please stop."
Yeah.
And so I do pockets. And I'm still doing pockets. I did dry January. I did not do dry February.
I know. I was there for some of it.
And you sure were.
For a lot of it.
And March so far has just been like a weekend thing.
Ooh, yeah.
Where it's like not going
Rosé,
too
not all
far.
day.
Right. We had like the rosé moment the other week,
Yeah.
and then the week before
was
that,
literally
I
3
had
days
a
ago.
little,
Yeah.
I had a little like old-fashioned dinner moment. So I'm getting better.
okay.
Also, not to keep harping on this, but the Zempies kind of like curb weird.
That's Ozempic for those who don't know.
Yeah, and it's not really Ozempic. I got it off the black market. Different story.
Okay, cool.
It's
called
let's not talk about it.
Pempic. Zemzemp.
Pozempas.
Pozampakaka. Yeah.
But it like slows cravings down for everything.
Oh, wow.
Like there's been reports of people who like have gambling problems that start it and then just don't want to gamble.
Okay, I was
anymore.
making a joke. Like, you don't want to have sex with
No,
anybody. Yeah.
well, not that.
Okay.
Thank God.
Yeah.
Could you
Jesus,
imagine?
can you even?
Can we not
are
have
we
anything?
alive?
Can
Yeah.
I not have anything?
Yeah, you're like, no booze, no sex.
No
Who
food,
am I?
no booze, no sex. Like, who am I?
am I?
What identity crisis is this?
Yeah.
But it has made drinking less desirable. And part of it is because it processes food differently, so therefore it processes alcohol differently. And it, like, the first time I drank on it, it was horrendous.
You told me that it was really
so
awful.
Sick. I woke up the next morning and threw up everywhere, and I never throw up from alcohol. It's so rare. And then
You're like, I've tried.
I just was like, I've tried
You'd be
really
surprised.
hard.
It sounds terrible, but now that I look back, but also like it sounds like we're in the kitchen making brownies. Do you know what I mean? Like,
But who doesn't love a brownie?
Yeah, just have a brownie. And like all the scout boys were learning about like survival and like the nature of it all. And
they're
we're
like, here's
they're
how
like,
to
here's a
sew a
knit.
sock.
Yeah, here's literally knitting. And sorry, I'm not shitting on the brownies now. And I think Girl Scouts slap, but I'm just saying like the brownies was like at that era, and I'm like 3 years old, so this was just a few years ago.
She's so
Plus
youthful.
20. But anyway, it was just like I hated it because I was like, why aren't we out there doing the old, you know?
The old
But then I
splitting
also
logs
think
and
about it,
setting
and
fires.
when I'm outside, I'm mad. So obviously, I don't want, you know what I mean? I love hiking, but then I go back to air conditioning and I get over it.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anyway.
Great. End of sorry.
Where are we going to next?
End the.
Let's see.
And
We
the
have
topic.
sobriety and Ozempic.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Okay. We did all this. Okay. Well, the SAG-AFTRA contract progress. Do we want to talk about that, or do we want to
Do
talk?
we want to talk about that? Do you want to talk about that?
Yeah.
Let's talk
Can
about
I?
that then.
I feel like should
Since
I?
season 1, for those of you who are catching up here, and we'll absolutely go back and listen to season 1 now that you
Yeah,
found
now that
us.
we keep saying that to you, I think we need a counter that's like, go back to season 1,
Right.
bing, go back to
Bing,
season 1, bing,
bing.
season 1, bing. It's like Pee-wee's Playhouse. We're like, season 1.
Yeah, but season 1 we covered a lot of the strike in New York City. We
Yeah.
were at a lot of the marches. We were
Yeah.
at a lot of the events together.
I was a Capitan
Sarah
at
was an El
the
Capitano
at
at
the
HBO
or I'm
Max.
sorry, the Max. Okay, girl, who named you? Anyway, the people that want more money. Apparently, that's weird.
It's fine. Everyone's having an identity
Everyone's having a
crisis. It's
problem.
fine.
Just call her. Here's the thing: the Max of it all. It just sounds like Cinemax. It sounds like porn. There's literally poor like kids that were like punished, and there's stories on Reddit of like teenage boys like having Max on their phone, and their dad was like, "How dare you?" and like all this crazy shit. And they're like,
Oh, boy.
"It was
It's
HBO.
HBO.
I promise." And they're like, "They just changed overnight. I'm sorry." They Elon Musk themselves. They're just X now.
Woof.
Anyway, yikes. That's a platform. Anyway.
Is it still?
It's down there. It's not holding anything up. It's
The
just
bar
a
is in
The
hell.
bar is in literal hell. No. So yeah. So I was a captain at the thing. I was obviously a board member already. So I was like already, and then I sat on the national board when we strike authorized, and I sat on the national board when we went on strike. And I know the gravity and the weight of it all. And it was hard, and it was rough, and it was. Oh God, I did.
Polarizing
It was
for some
polarizing at the end. It wasn't polarizing as it happened, and then as the contract came out, which was a dope one, and I've already benefited from it immensely. Anyway,
And that's what we should be talking about because
That's
like,
what I was gonna get to.
Because again, season 1 for reference, but the contract went through. Everything was hunky dory.
Yeah.
And there was a lot of skepticism around the AI provisions and
Yeah.
whatnot, which is so stupid. Again,
Yeah.
season 1 reference. How have you benefited from the new contract?
so all my auditions that are TV theatrical, I'm seeing a difference now with my commercial and my TV theatrical. The one we fought for, the commercial one we're about to fight for. I have so much more time with the material. Like I used to get into like, okay, not complaining about the amount of auditions I had. That's an amazing thing to have, is to be overwhelmed by auditions. I'm not complaining about that. What I am saying is when you give me 12 pages, you know, and one scene I'm like, ha 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 ha, and the next scene I'm sobbing, and it's an emotional whatever, and you give me the next till the next day, that's dirty, right? So this new contract, like put in provisions. It has to be at least 48 hours if it's 5 pages. It has to be at least like there's actual caps
Yeah.
on the self tapes. That has changed my life already. Changed my life. And then the intimacy coordinators being part of the fold changed everything. Now there's so many sets they can have them affordably because they're in our union now and they get all the benefits, but they feel like as long as it's a union set, we got an intimacy court if we need that. And I needed that years ago. I'm so glad we have that now.
Yes.
Already benefiting. For AI, you know, that's a whole other thing. But there's a lot of fear mongering where people are sharing like still, because they haven't read anything, is they'll share like, and I see SAG, this is why we didn't want this. I was like, that was going to happen. That realistic looking thing that you're upset by was going to happen if we didn't have it in our contract or not.
Yeah.
But the difference is now, if that thing has any of us on it, we're getting paid well. Our likeness will never be used to things that we do not want to be involved in. We'll never say anything we don't want to say. All of that is covered, all of it. So instead of being like, no AI, I'm an AI purist, be that way. That's fine. But we can't be that way, or we'll never be in the conversation. We talked about this in season 1. Watch season 1. Season 1.
We're so annoying.
I know. I want us to leave. But anyway, I've already benefited off that because there's protections now written into things where they're like, don't worry, we won't be taking capture of you. And if we do, this is what we have to ask you. And these da-da-da-da-da. Before, they never would have done that. They just either would have taken it or not taken it.
Right.
And that's it. So it's already benefited me. I feel like there's a lot of more communication. And now there's AI companies that are working with SAG-AFTRA. I don't know the exact names, but there's a list of them that actually, and I met somebody when we were at the Arts Club.
Bill.
Yeah, with Bill. That guy came up to me Bill was talking about it, that SAG-AFTRA came in the room and spoke to them about that. And then also another person came up. He's like, I just talked to Fran the other day about it.
Yeah, his friend Mike.
Yeah, so I feel like we've been in the conversation now finally, and that's how we make a difference. If we don't engage, we will never make a difference. Now, is everything going to be perfect? Welcome to contract negotiations. Obviously not. No. But this is what happens every time.
Negotiations are.
Right, and we have less than, when we do it every 2 years. We negotiate every 2 years. Can you believe it? So we spend half the year negotiating. In less than a year from now, a year and a couple months, we're going to do it all again.
Do it again.
So anything that we see that has fallen through the cracks, that's what this is for.
Pick up the pieces.
We get to look at the things and go, okay, I wish we would have been harder on this. That's what we're not going to negotiate. But if we don't have something to stand on, we start with nothing.
Yeah.
So I'm very pleased about it. I always already feel like I have benefited from it already. Now, is that everyone's story? No, but some people are never, they're not working a lot either, and they get mad about it's the contract when let's get your reps up, let's get your materials up, let's get you. But also, yeah, it's hard out there. I have a sympathy for that.
That makes me want to ask you so many other questions, but one in particularly, specific to New York and the film and television work that's going on here. Do you feel like that has picked up? Do you feel like it's a little stagnant? Do you feel like it's gangbusters? How do you feel about what's going on?
So the indie world is popping off. The film world is starting to really pop off as well. Big budget films. I'm getting auditions and I'm like, oh, the films are back. The only thing that's suffering more is the TV, because that's when you have staff writers and you have to staff them. And they were on hold as well. Obviously, the WGA iconically was on strike first. We joined them and we were like, whoop. And when they got their deal, we got ours a little bit after. But that makes it harder. They have to staff it first, write the thing, and then us actors get into the gig. Yes, I did have a TV audition where I was pinned. I don't think I got it, but it was really close. Where I was like one of the last people. I was like, they're like, oh yeah, what's her size? I was like, oh, okay, I'm in. And then I didn't get it, so that's fine. But anyway, so there is some TV being made, like shows that are like turnkey, that they've already done written most of it, and it's ready to go. I think we are obviously slow on that. I'm sure there'll be more Hollywood movies coming out. There will be a boom. There will be. It reminds me of COVID in that. The pandemia of it all, where there was nothing, and then all of a sudden it was like everything, because we want content, we need it. So it's going to be like that. It's just, I'm pleasantly surprised about the decent fount of big tier indies, smaller indies, commercials are still popping, obviously, because that wasn't even affected by the whatever. Right. And Hollywood is coming back, and big indies are coming in. Now, also the word on the street is New York is doing better than LA. With production. LOL. Which is surprising to me, but it's not.
It's kind of not, actually, to me at least.
Yeah.
I don't know. I say this not really knowing how LA works in the indie production world of it all.
Sure.
I mean, first of all, New Yorkers are going to kick some ass.
Yeah, we have no time.
We have no time.
We take no
New Yorkers
quarter.
Understand what a deadline is.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
Deadlines.
Okay.
They're important.
Deadline.
But also, I know that the ability, in my experience here in New York, the ability to get like a location license or any kind of permitting for any locations in the city is super easy. And
now
that is made easy by the mayor's office.
Yeah, now the mayor's office, and we'll go into.
Now our specific mayor at the time, I don't really know what to say about that because she's a hot mess. But that is how, for those of you who don't know, to get permits for sticks down, tripods on the ground in a location, you have to have a permit. And to do that, you go through the Mayor's Office of Entertainment.
And the governor signs in things that are tax deductions for filmmakers, and the
Yes.
tax incentive is giant in
It's
this
one of the-
state.
it's one of the
giant.
top.
It's
one of the top.
gigante.
I think there's also I don't know specifically, but I know there's some square states out in the Midwest
Yep.
that outdo us because they
Yep.
want filmmakers and television makers to come to their location
Absolutely.
to bolster their economy and make
And they
things
should
there.
lure me out there, baby.
Yeah, there's this guy I follow named Nick. God help me, I can't remember his last name. But I think, God, I hope it's Nick. I hope it's Nick. Oh
Okay.
no, maybe I shouldn't even say this. Anyway, this person that I follow, I've had coffee with him. I know who he is. He did this film called Canusa Street,
Okay.
and I think he shot it in like Nebraska or something like that, or
Work.
South Dakota, and they were able to do it for like a fraction of what they would have had to do it for here.
Yeah.
And I mean, and that's including flying out film and
Wow.
crew and everything else. And I think their tax incentive was like 70%,
Wow, dude.
which is crazy
That's
if
great.
I remember correctly. All of this is subject to be completely wrong.
Sure,
I
sure,
need to be
sure.
fact checked on this.
We
because
need a
my
fact
brain-
checker in the back. Actually,
We
we don't
need a
even
fact
need a
checker.
crew. We just need a fact checker in the corner.
We need somebody on
and
Google.
she's like, no.
We need our
She's like-
producer in the back on Google being like, actually, you're wrong.
He's like, no. Stop. End tape, cut. Yeah. No, but it's
We'll
true though.
We'll beep that whole section.
Yeah, and
Everything I just said will just be.
Don't
covered
get me
with a
wrong. I
long
can't wait
beep.
to be fully more back in the bi-coastal vibe because I was before the pandemic, and now that the world's opening up more again, and we'll be doing more stuff bi-coastally. You know, we were working with people in LA now, and
Yeah.
I always have, and I feel like I miss going there and doing that. But so this is not a dig at LA. It's more like it's surprising to me that like they had more lots than us in terms of striking. They had
Yeah.
but we're now building new
Gangbusters.
like lots,
because
and we're
we-
having more work here.
Because we all sat around during the downtime and made shit.
yeah.
I mean, we're seeing that with Broadway too. There's 15
Yes.
new musicals on Broadway this season.
Damn.
Just this season. That is a record high.
Wow.
Record high. And I think total there are 17 musicals because 2 of them were revivals. And
That's
is
huge.
astronomical. They just announced today that Illinois is going to Broadway from the Park Avenue Armory, which makes number 15. Wow. Which is crazy because it's an original story. It's not.
Yeah.
I don't think it's not based on a film. I can tell you that. But it's original story with original music and not a star in the cast. And like we
Good.
love to see it.
Good.
I just saw Outsiders.
I was going to ask you. I would love for you to
Unreal.
tell the audience about that because when you describe it, it's just so incredible to me.
Well, I'm gonna
like not the plot, but like
Totally.
just-
I'm going to hesitate a little bit on that only because I don't know when their opening night is.
Yeah.
And you're not supposed to review a show until it's opening night.
Got
so
it.
I don't want to risk having it be not open and have something
Got
to say
it.
about it.
Got it.
But I will say that unbelievably done. It is beautifully crafted. Julie Taymor's daughter, I think her name is Dana or Diana or something, directed it.
Work. Love
Incredible
Judy
job.
Taymor. Oh, no. Not Judy. Julie.
I was a skeptical Steven going into that.
Oh, Skeppy
I was
Steve, yeah.
worried that the whole like toxic masculinity of it all would take over.
Yeah.
And it would just be a whole bunch of like, who cares? But oh my God. I literally texted my friend Heath, shout out Heath, who does PR for the show.
Got it,
He got
yeah.
me the ticket and I texted him. I was like, sorry, I had to run out. I had to get home and cry privately.
That's incredible though that you
It was
removed so much
so
that you.
good.
Yeah,
And I believe the cast recording is on Spotify and other streamers. So if you want to go listen to the music, it's very folksy, bluegrassy. Love it.
do we want to talk about who you saw there or no?
I don't want to say that she's the head producer because I don't know what her
Doesn't matter. She's the
arc
head
is,
of
but
everything.
She is a
To be
producer.
honest.
She's the queen of everything. Miss Glamazon, No Filter, Gorgeous Eleganza, Angelina Jolie. I got to stand next to her for like a total of 4 seconds, and I
Jesus.
was gooped,
Gagged. She's incredible.
stunning, and I love that she is inserting herself into the Broadway community as a
Me
producer.
too. I think that's iconic.
Like, girl, what you gonna do with all that cash?
Yeah.
all that cash inside them jeans.
yeah, exactly.
Like, put it into a Broadway show. That's wonderful.
That's fantastic.
And back to tax incentives, because of Barack Obama back in 2012, I believe, he changed the investor laws to Broadway shows specifically so that instead of just taking a loss, you actually got a tax write-off.
Oh my God.
And the fact that it wasn't like that before is horrendous.
That's actually shocking that it wasn't. I'm actually like, it
Shocking.
was not that?
Yes, but now you get to count it as a total loss,
Cool.
which is amazing.
That's incredible.
We love him.
Well, I had a friend in college who was at a rest stop in upstate New York. This is
This
wait a minute,
conversation could go one of two ways.
wait. And he was stopping at this rest stop. It was like 2 a.m, and all of a sudden he smelled this like ethereal smell, like flowers and like something was incredible. He just felt an aura. And outwatch Angelina Jolie at this like random rest stop holding baby like Shiloh or somebody.
Oh my God.
This was years ago. And he literally just was like, oh my God. Like he just was like shook. Like he wasn't trying to be
I would
weird.
be shook too.
He wasn't trying to be weird. He just was like, this is a person that is like exuding star, exuding
100%.
something.
I will say two things. One, that's more shocking because it's out in the wild.
Right. He
Like,
wasn't anticipating that. He's this crappy like
it makes-
rest stop in the woods. We're
Right.
like,
But it makes sense that Angelina Jolie was there because at the theater because she's a producer, so of course
Yeah,
she's going to be
duh,
there.
yeah.
And Heath pointed her out to me, and so I purposefully walked
You were
past
like,
her, and I was like, I didn't really smell
yeah,
it. But
please don't.
Yeah.
But also,
And I will say this: the star quality exuding from them thing.
Yeah.
I've seen and met and talked to a lot of famous people because
Yes.
of the jobs that I've had
Yes.
in the past, but I have only seen this happen 2 times.
me too.
One was Angelina Jolie. 2, Julia Roberts. There's
Oh
literal
my God, the dame.
LED lighting coming out of their face.
Oh, they're just
I do not know how else
luminescent.
to describe it. I was on set for Eat, Pray, Love with Julia Roberts and Viola Davis.
Oh, yeah.
And I was you to me away from her. And I just kept looking at her and I was so like,
taken.
what am I looking at? Because it looked like light bulbs were coming out of her
Yes,
skin.
that's what I mean.
And that's how Angelina Jolie was in this dark, dank ass theater.
Yeah,
On
dank.
40 whatever street, 46th Street, the Jacobs. There
Cool.
we go.
There we go.
Just like luminescent.
Bioluminescent. Yeah, mine was let's see. Well, I've had a couple, but the one that stands out the most, I think, is the only one I'm going to bring up because like I feel like I've worked with a lot of people, and sometimes I felt it, and sometimes I didn't. And it's not. I don't want to slight them, but Will Smith,
Oof.
like he walked near me. Like there was a scene we did for Men in Black 3, and this is back when I was first starting out, and I was doing extra work, and he was like chasing someone, and he's supposed to like bump into me a little bit, and I thought it was still the stand-in doing it, so I'm just doing the thing like I'm supposed to, and like he bumped into me like a little bit harder, and I didn't think it was him, and I turned around to just be like, oh, are we? And it was like, huh? And it was something about his energy. It was just mesmerizing. He was so just the energy was just coming off of him. I don't know how to describe it.
Yeah.
And I've literally had scenes with like famous people and I don't even think about it. There's just something about certain ones that have that that have that
They're like,
something
they're like
otherworldly.
lit, they're like lit from within.
Yeah.
There's
Maybe it's the
something about
Scientology. No, I was kidding. Sorry, I'm just kidding. Ooh, cut it. Anyway, as we are I'm looking at the timer. We've killed it already.
We've killed it already. Well, then, first of all,
We have a
I
timer
would-
now this year, y'all. That's the other change.
So official. But I would love to propose a question to the audience.
Yeah.
Who is your most exciting star encounter that you've ever had? Celebrity, actor,
Yeah.
star, whatever
Yeah.
have you, that you have encountered that has really shook, shaken,
Yeah.
pooped, and gagged you?
Yeah, I'm trying to think. I think I saw Iman, David Bowie's stun. When he passed away, we all went to like a vigil down where they live, and she came to the window, and it was like, oh, like she is stunned.
At the place that I used to work down in Chelsea, may it rest.
Oh yeah, R.I.P.
We had people coming in all the time. It was a private members
Sure.
club, super bouge, and
Love a bouge.
lots of the fame crowd.
Yeah.
It wasn't the most like, oh my God, whatever, because like I've like had conversations with
Sure.
Susan Sarandon and Sarah Jessica Parker and Molly
Yeah.
Ringwald and all those people, but my
Icons.
favorite because she was funny and made a joke stab at herself at her own expense, was Diane Sawyer,
Oh my God,
who
Diane.
is 9 feet tall.
Oh yeah, totally.
And just an icon and the nicest.
Ugh.
And made a total joke about, I said something about, she was there with a friend,
Mm-hmm.
and I was checking them both in, and obviously I know who she is, so I don't need to check her
You're
in.
like, your name?
I'm like, yes, I see you're on the list.
Yeah.
But the woman that she was with, I didn't know, and so I asked for her name.
Yeah.
And then that woman was like, and this is the Diane Sawyer. And she was being funny. She wasn't being rude.
Oh, okay. I was like, ew.
She was like, and this is the Diane
It's
Sawyer.
like,
And I
and
was
Diane
like,
Sawyer's like, oh,
I was
God.
like, oh, I'm aware. I was like, your entourage is upstairs. She's like, they better be, or I'll be upset about it.
Word.
I was like,
I love you. Yeah.
I've watched you my entire life.
No, there's just people
was
like
mine.
that
Yeah.
really hit you, and you're just like, damn. That's
So,
cool as
listener,
fuck.
leave in the comments.
Yeah.
Who is your favorite celebrity encountre?
Don't block my camera with your cards.
Who is your favorite celebrity?
You did it all. You did it all. I'm being like Hollywood right now.
Don't block my camera.
Don't block my camera though. But yes, seriously, leave in the comments who you've met and like it gave you chills. There's musicians I feel like I could list, but it would just keep us here forever.
Yeah. Well, speaking of musicians, what are you into right now? What are you listening to?
Okay, what's the hot goss? What are the recs? I mean, okay. Oh God, I just feel like I'm listening to stuff that's like this. What am I listening to? I don't know. I mean, I feel like we would love that too in the comments because I feel like I'm constantly going back to my old faves.
Well, and we did this the other night at my apartment.
Yeah.
We went through the entire Lady Gaga music video discography. Iconic.
Okay, Miley Cyrus's new album has been on repeat.
To the point where I'm almost tired of listening to it.
Me too.
I love it, but
It's
and
so
I have
good,
given
though.
her so many streams and so many listens.
Same.
But I need something else, and I think that this is kind of an indicative of this conversation we had the other night, which I will now propose to y'all here. That the music industry is not cultivating artists the way that they used to.
No.
We're going through this like early aughts slump where everything sounds the same and everyone is the same and everyone's just trying to copy off of the last thing that was successful.
Yeah.
And it's getting so boring.
It is.
And it's almost to the point where it's so boring it's like insulting our intelligence as an audience.
It is.
Like I love Billie Eilish. I cannot listen to 10 more Billie Eilish copies. I pulled up my Spotify Discover weekly random playlist the other day and put it on shuffle. I could not tell the difference between any of them.
Yeah.
They all are like a Billie Irish. It's getting late. I'm like, Billie Irish.
Well, we have if we're gonna stay on time, we have like a minute, so we're gonna be good.
So we're gonna wrap this.
No.
By saying that like Olivia Rodrigo and Billie Eilish are the two that everybody sounds like.
Yeah,
and
everyone's trying it.
We need another Lady Gaga to come and like shake some shit.
Make it weird.
Give us some art. Be weird. Put on a meat dress. Do something cool.
Make a sandwich. Kill everybody. You know what I mean?
Like make a sandwich. Kill everyone.
And it's a music video. It's telephone. Relax.
So drop.
I mean, Beyonce.
Drop that. Well, right, but like we talked about the other night, like Beyonce, Taylor Swift, we expect that of them. Like we know how iconic they are.
They're pushing boundaries continuously.
They're pushing boundaries. They're great, and also we're used to them.
Yeah.
I want fresh meat that is coming out hard, fast, strong, loud, and proud.
Yeah, beyond fresh meat. Yeah.
Beyond fresh meat.
Sorry. So annoying. I hate vegans in general, honestly.
You know, you guys, did you know that Sarah's a vegan?
Okay, that's enough. That's enough. Only on Saturdays. No, I'm 12 years. Jesus.
Ooh.
I know. What a commie. Anyway,
what a commie. We're doing so good here.
Okay, so, all right. Well,
To wrap, let us just reiterate really quick. Oh, as I beat my mic to death.
And we'll never be back.
That season 2 is going to be full of so many fun new things.
Yep.
I'm so excited about it.
Yeah.
We obviously are in a studio. We are killing it. Our producers
Or we're having a mental breakdown together.
Having a mental breakdown. We have a whole production team now.
Yeah.
That is not here currently. Shout out to Christian and AJ and Ned.
Yeah.
For them. Shout out to MNN and Cory in the back.
Cory in the back. Cory gives us
who's making all this happen.
Doing everything.
The pink lights that were his call.
Yeah, they were his call.
Genius love.
Genius. Gorgina.
And I'm so excited to get season 2 going.
Yeah, we have guests coming that are iconic. Friends and fam. Friends of the pod. And I want to give a shout out. Why don't we do this to our production team? Blah blah blah. Photography by JT Anderson, which you will see on our social media if you don't already.
Check out the socials.
And then our boo-boo Tia. She, how do you say her last name? I'm sorry.
Tia Byington.
Oh, that makes sense. It's literally what it looks like. I just thought it would be a shot. I'd say it and you'd be like, no.
Whom again, they are responsible for.
They are amazing.
This and other social media things, which you can find at Rich Bitch Pod on TikTok and Instagram, which will be populated with all kinds of fun shit in the next future. It's getting late, guys.
Put the money on the table. It's a cut. Woo!
Oh my God.
Woo!
You're so rich.
Pay me.